had it on, I think. Where's Darrell at? Yeah,
Yeah, I just pulled up, man.
all right, we'll see you in a minute. Bye-bye.
How you all?
All right, it's 6 o'clock. Let's get ready to get started. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, we thank you for the opportunity you've given us to come out and work on city business tonight, effort to conduct ourselves in a way you see fit and conduct city business in a proper way. These things we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right.
Here. Here.
You won't be here tonight. Okay, verbal, March 24 minutes.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes as presented.
Second that.
Have a motion and a second to approve, February, March 12th minutes. Roll call.
Aye.
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 Okay. Financials for February are here.
Uh-huh. I did both.
We're starting to get some of the money back in, the street department, it's been pretty good. You got a 268,000, the check for the work we did on, the bridge on the old 70 and the culverts on, Rock Creek Road, $200,000, that check finally came back in today. The highway department on the sidewalk project, that is about finished. We paid almost, we got checks written for all of it, haven't we? Yeah, they don't want to issue those last checks, but, there's about $200,000 we still got to get
Y'all
back to the
skip me,
street
huh?
department
So I
from.
wouldn't screw it up.
They're that far behind on payments to it,
Smart move.
on those grants. So you're gonna have almost $500,000 coming back into the account. Account looks broke right now, it is broke right now, but The reason is the reimbursements haven't come back. And if you look at your expenses in water and sewer, it's way up. We replaced a lot of equipment. We'll go over some more of that tonight. Hopefully that's gonna slow down one of these days. That's your two big areas that.
On the bottom of page 2, actually it'd be page 3. On this particular one's net income 115, January of 24, but in 23 it was 14,738. There's a $100,000 difference. What is that 100,000? Where'd that come from, roughly?
Your franchise tax was up, I don't know what all the, Brenda, that all not come in last year, and it come in some this year, because you had $21,000 all you had this time last year, you got 50,000 in so far this year on the franchise tax. So that's $28,000 of it.
Police grant was another 20,000 on the police grant, looks like.
Yeah, I had a police grant come in that wasn't there last year. And then Brenda, we're putting the sales tax, the percentage of sales tax money that broke down. It's gonna come, the sewer department, our street department, look at it, it's gonna be less. General fund's gonna be more because you're paying to the parks and you're paying to the dog. So all those things, that's gonna be up, and when you get over and look at the income in the street, it's gonna be down, so that's where you took it from. She's paying the percentage that figured out, is moving each month by percentage, like it should be. And like we thought it would be, whatever that percentage was, is what's getting moved into those accounts each month.
Gotcha.
Sanitation's up a little bit, but we've got one employee less in there right now. We're 2 employees short, from where we usually are. We're looking to hire, so haven't found anybody to hire yet. One of those come out of sanitation and one of those comes out of, street. That's the big
Make a motion, we approve the February financials.
I'll second.
Discuss the February balance sheet.
I second that.
A motion and second, roll call.
Aye.
All in favor?
Okay. As y'all know, I called y'all all on the phone 2 Saturday nights ago, with Dr. Nice President experience I like to experience being the mayor. On Thursday of that week, or on Tuesday of that week, one of our high service pumps, one with a new motor on it, started pouring oil. So we shut it down, and TJ had the motor pulled to send off the house. He pulled the motor on Thursday, to have them come pick it up on Monday to get it fixed. Well, we had a electrical surge come through the system, and one phase of our electricity didn't go from, two phases were up fine, one didn't hold up good. And all our safety equipment kicked everything out, but guess what? Our 125 horse high service pump that was left running. So at 10 o'clock at night, we lost our second pump. So I got on the phone and found, we called everywhere, and we finally found this Butterfield out of Texarkana. Said he had a buddy, either him or Monroe, Louisiana, or Memphis would have these motors, and he called me back until we could go to West Monroe and get these, and he had a new one and he had a rebuilt one. And we asked him if he'd come down there when we could get there, because we were out of water, or we're going to be out of water. But anyway, they opened up for us at 3 o'clock Sunday morning. We got down there at 3 o'clock Sunday morning and brought the motors back. Both of our pump motors are in the shop, our other pump motors that we had. When you rebuild those pump motors, you normally don't drive two of them at a time. We've never had a spare. We'll have two now, maybe. Because if the one motor didn't get too hot, we'll have it rebuilt, and the one motor that dropped the oil, hopefully it's just a seal, because that motor's only 2 years old. But for $29,682.39 is what one new motor and one rebuilt 125 horse motor cost us, and they charged $165 to bring an employee out and open the building up at 3 o'clock on a Sunday morning, which I greatly appreciated. Britt and I had a long night's drive that night. It was 9.5 hours by the time we left till we got back to the shop up here. But anyway, y'all told me to get them. We didn't have any choice to get them, but I need, that's all my expenditure rate.
Did we figure out why, exactly why it did it?
No, have not yet. TJ's gotta go back to his parameters of his VFD. His VFD should have kicked the thing off. All the other pump stations, every pump station we had went offline. Surf plant went offline, Hilltop went offline, Twin Bridges went offline, all the raw water pumps at the sewer plant went offline, the pond pumps went offline. Everything kicked offline but just one lady. And it burned it, you couldn't touch it for, we pulled the motor 9 hours later, still so hot you couldn't touch it. We don't know if that motor's gonna be rebuildable, it's in the shop. The one that just lost the oil in it
Probably just a seal.
is probably just a seal, but we didn't have a motor. We had one. We got two high service pumps, we have one running. These motors are both on our pumps. And I will have a bill, I told them to rebuild them. I'm not gonna throw that one motor away, that old motor that's rebuildable.
I'll make a motion, we pass the Butterfield receipt.
I'll second it.
Motion is second.
Aye.
Aye.
We wasn't in no real position to negotiate.
No, it was an emergency, it didn't really.
I'm tickled the guy that we've never bought a pump motor from, because we usually work with a company out of Pine Bluff, and we've never bought a motor from this guy. And I called him up and said, I need to bring a check, a credit card, and he said, no, we'll deal with that Monday. I said, come get your motors. He said, I'm not worried about the city.
Apparently he hadn't seen our financials.
But anyway, all right, next item on the agenda, y'all approved to buy this equipment by phone.
Pretty good.
Did we approve this last?
We
time?
approved this last,
Okay,
last
so
week.
that's not in there.
It was in the minutes.
Okay, the other two tickets, these were just Jenkins, I just want y'all to look at them. They're not either one gigantic, but y'all want to know what we're paying for to have fixed. First Jenkins ticket was install pumps at City West Pump Station, new motors and check valves. We bought the pumps, of course, on those pump stations. We moved one used pump from one pump station to there and put one new pump station, one new pump at one pump station and one used one. So we got two pump stations, we've got one new pump, one new pump. And then the sense phone programming that's controlling we're getting back on our, so the operator can start telling the other night, we had a pump that the census alarm kicked off on, and, TJ, I called him up and I said, look at that, and he said, okay. The sensor phone sensed that, kicked the second pump on, we didn't even have to go check it, so that's what those are doing, is save us call out, and you can watch the pumps off of his phone, what's going on as we get these up. And he can tell, he can start pumping from his phone. That equipment is just now starting to all get hooked up and it's working. And then after, we had a starter go out on the digester blowers at the sewer plant, and that's the way they put it back in. That ticket. And then the sensor phone, transducer.
This is his install
Transducers all go
prices.
in at all the pump stations.
So he charged us
That's what's
$4,800
controlling what your levels are.
Install
reading.
all the pumps,
Uh,
and then charges $1,500 a piece on the install of the sensor.
And then you've got 5 system phone units that are being put in.
This is the third or the fourth? This is the third one that's gone in, right? Or the fourth?
There's 5 of them he's
Right.
paid for. I don't know for sure how many of them. I know he's got the cemetery lift station, I think, working. He's got, got the one that gives us the most trouble working. Dollar lift station. They're in the process of getting put in.
I think it's the third one too. I was just wondering how many more of these we're gonna have to go
There's
through.
5, and then the sewer plant, you're gonna buy a total MXU unit to get it all running. We'll discuss that, show you what it's gonna be later.
I make a motion, we approve the invoices to Jenkins Gravel.
Motion to accept Jenkins gravel invoice.
Second it.
Roll call. Elmore.
Aye.
Chris
Aye.
Okay, Salt Creek paving. Y'all asked me to get prices on 2 roads. We do still have under, our grant money that should be here for next year to get, County Line Road redone on First Street. That money, the reason we don't want to bother those roads this year because that's already got a grant applied for, it just rolled over. And we're like number 6 in funding at 38 for next year, so we should get that no problem. Republic Road and Hillside Road are the 2 worst roads we have in town. They're not cheap to get worked on that. If you look at the leveling on each of those 2 projects is strictly nothing but patchwork. When I called Jason Efer, and if you look at the second bid, the second sheet on this that we paid Salt Creek last year, compares to the prices that we, paid them to do work last year for us. It was under state bid. And Jason said you will not get this bid any cheaper. This is exactly the prices that state spec for city streets is going out for right now. He said, with Salt Creek that did it for you last year, they'll do the state spec job for you without this bid. He said, these prices look high, but it's up 20% from last year. And he said, that's just where they're going. But, for instance, to compare the $185 on Republic Road a ton, we paid $165 a ton for it last year on, Grand Farm Road, but you're up 20%. And he said, that's what it's up. And then the third sheet in that, to have your money showing in the budget, I had to get litigation money check come in Thursday. We've got that $288,000 back in the street fund account, so we will not have to go to the CDs. If y'all wanna do these things. This was what y'all asked me to do, and Jason said, it won't be cheaper next time you get anybody to do it. He said, next year when they get their grant money, it will probably be higher. That is our 2 worst roads. That's not, definitely not the 2.
Hillside Drive's bad. I don't know if anybody else has been up there and drove it and looked at it. It's
I
bad.
have.
It's
If
pretty
you
bad.
look at Hillside
Terrible.
Drive, there's 205 tons of asphalt to repair it, and only 515 tons, because once they do what's called leveling, that's what they gotta do underneath the paving. And there's only 515 tons of asphalt to put a total 2 inches of pavement on. You go up there and look at Republic, there's only 614 tons, there's along the road, 614 tons of overlay, and only 120 tons of patch.
Yep.
So,
I believe it.
and he's charging you more per yard more per ton to do that because there's a lot more prep work to do on that road. It's gone. If you let it go anymore, then you're gonna have to go up there with a motor control and start trying to blade what's left off and get something. That's the 2 streets, that's $289,090.
But you're saying we have the money to do this without touching any of our reserve
Yeah, 'cause you got
CDs
your-
and stuff?
Your money's starting to come
Get your
back
check
into
in.
the street department now, you got the $288,000.
I'll make that motion to approve this. I mean, you done what we asked you to, and it ain't getting no cheaper to do this stuff, so.
I second it.
Have a motion and a second? Roll call.
Aye.
Aye.
This is a little deal, I would think you'd want me to go ahead and do it. I know we're tight on money in parks. The gentleman from Davis Playgrounds come down the other day, he's trying to work us up. He's gonna be one of the companies that bid on the fun park. And he was down the other day and he went over and looked at our playground equipment that's in the park today. $3,081.10 will repair the park equipment we have in existence operating at the old park right now. I can order that, I think it's a good thing, I think we need to get the park.
How much you say?
$3,081.10.
What is?
The swings over there gotta be took down, they're gone.
Yeah.
Kids swinging that, it's getting dangerous, those chains, go there and look at them, they're not in good shape. But, he gave us a quote on just getting that stuff fixed. If y'all want me to do that, I'll do that.
Now, this is just us buying the equipment and putting it in, right?
Yes, we got
Okay,
to
that's
do it.
that's what I thought.
But this isn't anything but changing
No,
the latches across the top of the post. He said those are worn up, they need to be changed. And then he put the chains and the seats, and this puts the seesaw equipment back in, it's not even anything left in there, they other than the bar that comes up out of the ground and everything.
Yeah.
Don't put the seesaws back in, now they don't put handicap material around the seesaws. But we don't have that, we don't have any, not handicap, but,
underlayment stuff.
underlayment, it's not around that, it's not around those two small spots.
It does get it to where it looks halfway respectable.
It's usable, halfway respectable, it does not have it's not gonna put any of the mat underneath,
Right.
but it gets it where it can be used, we could get, somebody gives us trouble with that, it gets it where it can be used.
I make a motion we do that.
Okay,
I'm with her.
have a motion, do I have a second?
Yes, sir.
Roll call.
Aye.
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 If you look at that next drawing, the Sensiphone that was working at the sewer plant and the hop equipment that was working at the sewer plant was turned off 5 years ago, and we're trying to get it all back working. We're actually gonna put a little bit more on the new CPU unit that we can order that's cheaper than the Sensiphone for this application. We're gonna put some more
Smart relays.
smart relays in. So, for instance, when we keep busting on the chlorine and the D-chlor, our operator will be able on his phone say, hey, my D-chlor is running too high, I need to turn that down. My chlorine's running too low, I need to turn that up. He's gonna be able to turn that up and down from his phone at home without, and we're gonna be able to adjust that. If we need to adjust it every hour, we can adjust it. I would not hope he's sitting up all night long, doing it every hour, but
If
he will
he's
be able to
if he's
check it.
chasing that thing, sometimes it can be worse than.
But we'll get it to where he can work, and the alarms are gonna call him back like they should be.
Right.
If you look at everything that's right there, right here, and right there, is what, is not working, that we like having work. We don't have an exact price on it, it's not super expensive, because the wiring's out there for it, and, the new smart ports, or smart relays, This system's gonna be put in with some cheaper equipment. Smart relays are a lot cheaper than what it used to be when they put the Sensical equipment in.
Question. Does, surely it does, but does this thing have like a built-in default to where, like, if you had a situation where somebody just accidentally set something wrong on their phone, it didn't just mess everything up? In other words, they had to, every hour or two, it would go back to some kind of a default
You'll have a
moderate deal
default
or what?
program once you get it set, that it can load back, but the operator, you're not gonna give access to these programs except for an operator. I'm not
Right,
gonna have access to this.
right, I understand.
But
Yeah.
even if the operator royally messes the setting up, he's gonna royally mess the setting up. He's gotta be an
Yeah.
operator.
Right.
Now then, you'll have a master program, you can go back and reset everything. I would not think that would ever happen, but if it did, that, I think you're probably looking at time to get all that equipment in, probably roughly 20 grand.
It says, okay, up at the top, at the head of the plant, it says flow meter. We putting a flow meter up there too?
That is a next range thing, yes. Hang on a second, flow meter, you're gonna get a meter that, right now, the bar screen that we have out there right now, which works well, it works, but it's on a timer.
Yes, I understand, yep.
So, the bar screen says come on, is there any water coming into the plant?
There's no point in it working unless there's
So
flow.
the bar screen sits there and runs, there's no coming in, the timer kicks it off, then the water comes into the plant, the bar screen's not working. So we are gonna put this, we're not gonna put a meter,
It should work off flow instead of,
that's what we're changing.
yeah, it should, okay.
We're gonna take it off the timer because what you're doing right now, it's working on a time clock, and the bar screen, it ain't got no water coming into it. If you run it with nothing coming through, or if it's time to kick off, it's not running, there's water coming through. That defeats the purpose of the bar screen. So that will have, it's not gonna have, I would like to eventually someday put a meter in, mag meter in eventually, but that's not, we're not looking for that right now.
Okay.
If y'all won't understand, there's a bunch of stuff there, if you don't understand some of that, I may have to get DJ or TJ to have to explain what we're trying to get control out there to get the plant back working.
I'm looking for this.
I'm gonna read it all first.
Y'all can look at that and have any questions or anything to vote on the money on this. This is what we're going, this will have the sewer plant, we'll get through with this, we'll like the two small clarifiers repainting. We've got to put some, control valves on them that are rusted parts and broke off. Two different, valves are broken on each of those clarifiers, it's got to be fixed. Just a lack of maintenance, but those will be fixed in this project.
I'm assuming it just says digester blowers. I'm assuming it's gonna be high temp, control,
Yeah,
fault.
yes.
Okay.
We're unlimited, this new controller, smart controller he's got, will do about, I forgot what it said, 6,000 or some kind of function.
it's a-
24,000 of the other kind, with one controller.
It's
That's
a huge
super
amount.
smart, and not super expensive.
Well, if you go back and look, I think they were, it'll tell you right here. Smart relays with expansion mod, you're looking at $725 a piece.
That's it. You'll
It's the
need
same
that.
one. You're using the same one for the pump station you are there.
But this, you need on the, other than one smart piece, you need 1, 2, 3 of those to go in
Right. Well, yeah, I got you. I got you.
if I'm understanding it.
Yeah.
And those are 700, and then the CPU, maybe $2,000.
We've never actually had this much control this way on the plant. And when you're not there is your biggest, it's your biggest fault. Because over the years, we've left, say we leave at 4 o'clock, we come back the next day with no alarms or no nothing. You come back the next day and, well, guess what? It's ran over somehow because one of your clarifiers got stopped and the tubes got stopped up or something like that. This is very needed. Kind of like to know a price on it, but it's very needed.
Valves, I've got to be available on 2 small clarifiers today. So if you see a clarifier starting to overflow, it can raise or drop the tubes.
Yep.
Be
on the
nice.
phone. So I'll get you more, that is not gonna be one of our bigger expenses, I'm gonna let you know that in a second. The next big expense on the water plant is our river pump.
Mm.
One of those has been rebuilt probably 15 years ago, and one of them is the original pump that was put in when the plant was built 40 years ago. That pump right now that hasn't been rebuilt is, the plant's supposed to be upgraded to 2 million gallon a day plant, those are 1.2 million gallon a day pumps. Supposed to run one pump without running both. Right now, running both pumps, we're getting about 800,000 gallons of water, 800 gallons of water a minute with both pumps. We got one that's doing about 600 to 700 gallons, and the other one's doing between 200 and 300 before we've been rebuilt. To go to a 2 million gallon a day pump like we need to, you gotta go from a 20 horse pump to a 30 horse pump. Because that river has trash that sometimes has popped that pump up, they're suggesting put a VFD on it with a transducer in it. So if there's something goes on the flow, instead of burning the pump, we put a pump on. And it will be hooked up to the pump that's left in, as well as the new pump. One transducer will run both pumps.
Basically, what you're saying is the two pumps we have are really running inefficiently.
We got one that's supposed to be pumping about 1,000 gallons a minute, that's doing somewhere around 800. And
Okay.
one's supposed to be pumping around 1,000 gallons a minute, that's pumping about 200.
Okay.
It's more-
So
I mean,
one's
it's
at,
been
one's at
in there for 4
80%,
years.
one's at 20 or 30%.
Right.
Yeah, I got you.
And we can't make it this summer at 900 gallons a minute.
Yeah.
We're running 750,000 gallons a day right now.
When you should be running close to 700 or more per pump.
I got you. Yeah.
So, the one pump I'm not suggesting do anything with, if we get one upgraded and the other one's, it's been in 15 years, it's still, both pumps are still running. But you're gonna have to rebuild one of them, if you rebuild it, just take a million gallons a day, it's not where the plant's been designed to go, you gotta take it to 2 million, because that's what we're supposed to be doing with the plant. The pump without your discounts, $49,547, that doesn't have sales tax and freight on it, and that's not installed or the DFD. The sales rep said this pump, the city will get a discount on it, probably down to 42,000. And then you gotta put the sales tax, which would be $4,200, and then you gotta put roughly $4,000 freight on it. So your freight and sales tax will put you back close to the $4,100.
The pump is the problem, right? We're not
Uh,
stopped up somewhere. It is the pump
We're
is the
gonna make
problem.
absolutely sure we're not, but we do not. Before we proceed, we will, if one pump's doing 3 times what the other one is, it's not stopped up. Something's wrong with it, one thing. And it has not been, that pump hasn't been rebuilt for years. Hasn't been
Oh, I know. I mean, it hadn't been
It's
touched.
run,
Yeah.
and it's running all that dirt in, it's been a good pump. And then the DFD and the labor change you put in, you're probably gonna be out another 12, 15,000.
But right now, if I'm understanding everything you just said, right now, our saving grace is that we're filling tanks basically 24 hours a day. But if we ever started, if you took that out of play, if we ever started running a deficit, we never could get caught up with them
We
pumps.
can't,
You got just as much
This
as what's in your
summer-
pond.
That's right.
this summer, the only saving grace we've got, in the summertime, we have the pond to drill out.
Right.
We're not staying caught up with the water coming out of the river,
I got you. Yeah.
and we can't keep doing that.
Right.
Right now, our production has not gone under 750,000 gallons a day. I don't know, we've got leaks, we've got people using water, we've found lots of leaks, we're still looking for them. But right now, we're running 700, we're running almost at what the river capacity is. The plant will do a million, ready to $1,300,000, taking it to 2 million. The plant will be ready to $1,300,000, and it's running right now, which is half of what the raw water pump is running into. But that is the price of the pump, and you probably won't, your discount's gonna take it down to about 42,000,
Yeah.
but then you gotta put the sales tax, and you gotta put the freight back in, so it's probably not gonna be much help there. And the labor to get it put in, and the VFD, wiring, the transducer is gonna be around 12, 15,000. TJ will be doing that work for you, and this pump is buying direct from, who is it? It's, Core and Main, but that's not who it's called.
Huh?
Core and Main, it's not Core and Main,
Say Corn Main is Corn Main.
no, Core and Main is Core and Main, who we buying the warm root stuff from?
Oh, Carter.
Tim Carter is the rep. He's furnished all of our other pumps, warm root pumps. He's got all your sewer pumps. Is who you've been buying those from.
And y'all are gonna check, I mean, cause I'm with him, it's, you're only gonna put out as much as you got access to, and so y'all gonna make sure that we don't have some kind of do both of them pumps, do they run off of the same intake, or are they two separate intakes?
No, it's the same, it's the same intake. Here's how it works, the same intake. So that well is like 48 foot deep,
Okay,
okay? And you've got a wall in the center of it. And one pump pulls out on this side and the other pump pulls out on this side. But the wall doesn't go all the way, right? So you got a valve right in the middle that pours water in from the river and fills the whole,
I got
well,
you.
don't fill it all the way up. But anyway, that's what you draw out of the whole time. With that being said, you still could have trash that come in there and stopped up one side versus the other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I care about.
We've got, excuse
It
me,
wasn't but 5 years ago
that we were pumping those screens.
that I was down in the bottom of that thing along with DJ and even TJ and all the rest of us. We was taking turns getting all the way down the bottom and cleaning the crap out of it. We cleaned it completely out 5 years ago.
yeah,
But we have since made sure all the screens are back
Right.
on and
Well, it wasn't a very pleasant experience, but anyway, it was an experience, yeah.
we will make sure that those are checked. And then also the transducer will not allow you, if it sees a water level drop in there, to cut the pump. Either slow the pump down or cut the
I
pump
got you.
off.
yeah.
The transducer is not, we have no safety valve on those pumps that we see. They're on run, they're gonna run. Turn them off. There's no float switch or anything on those. When the operator sees the pump low, they turn the pump on, they run. If the operator turns the pump on. So that, you fill in a pond, you're not filling a tank. You're
Right,
filling a
right,
tank.
I got you.
But the transducers will, with the transducers, he'll set those to where if something's happening to the water level, you'll kick the pump, either slow the pump down. or
Yeah,
kick
instead
the
of
pump
running them
off.
dry, I got you, yeah,
And that will be something you added that's not in there right now.
yeah.
The only time it'll ever run dry is if you're not getting enough coming in from the river. Your river had to be pretty darn low,
Yeah, or you had a blockage and it was just,
something,
yeah,
yeah.
A blockage gap.
yeah,
We can backwash, they got set up to backwash those screens now.
It's pretty
5
neat.
years ago,
It's
you
pretty
didn't have
neat.
backwashing, and
We got a
now
big old
you
tank
can
sitting up there, it's pretty cool.
oh, yeah,
The only sad thing about those screens is they fill those screens full of rocks and debris when they started backwashing, because one had been in there.
Blowing all
Those are
your,
down at the bottom end of those screens, and you don't have as much
Right.
screen there as you used to have.
blew all your
Can't do
sand
anything
and
about
stuff
it.
out of there.
But he's added two 16-foot screens
Yes,
on it that wasn't on there.
that was done 2 years ago.
So we've got the two 20-foot screens that's been in there forever, and then TJ put, City of Nashville took some out, and they gave them to TJ, and he put them in for us up here. We've got 16 more feet of screen than the city's ever had in here. That is laying on the bottom of the riverbed, where ours are actually in the ground.
I got you.
I need to know if y'all will proceed with getting this, or what you want to do. I'm not ordering to without y'all's permission. This is something I don't have to do tonight.
I will make a motion to pass this as long as y'all do your due diligence to make sure that that is the full problem.
We know that's a problem with one.
Like I said,
We're not gonna replace the other. So this still comes from 600, we're not replacing it. No, I wouldn't replace it.
I'll second that.
Motion is second.
Aye.
uh,
All right. The next thing you see, I hope you can read these colored sheets. We have been through and researched, and our main infiltration that we can identify that we think is leaking for infiltration on the sewer, that we have the money approved to do the sewer project with. These are the lines that are either truss or clay pipe in our system. The red lines. So if you see a street that's got a red line on it, we have identified, and that's all the money we got. Yep. You may didn't have to do something. Well, it'll be fixed right when they get to it. But anyway, they're gonna be digging up a lot of people's front yard to back there. This truss pipe was put in, what, in 80? When, I'm not picking on Sharon, this was put in when Sharon was mayor, so when was Sharon mayor? 83 or 4?
I thought she'd been mayor for 50 years.
But anyway, they come to her and told her when they did this project, PVC come in and did exceptionally high, and the engineer said, oh, let's use this new truss pipe, it's the latest and the greatest thing in the world. And so they put truss pipe in, well, it's all failed. Every city that put truss pipe in is having to replace it. We're unfortunately in that boat. And we still got some clay pipe in this that was back, put in maybe in the 40s or 50s. That's up there behind Chris's house is clay pipe. That section line in there, there's some other sections of clay pipe that's in. We pulled the manholes and we think this has got our worst problem. This is not going to fix all the infiltration. This is $3 million worth of work, and that's what the grant, isn't that what, whatever the grant's for is what the engineers figured out. And he says that's what you need to bid, because that's what you can get done.
What, over here where El Peralito's at going to, Riverwood Inn, I'm assuming that's probably clay? Brent? Well, where did we stop with the new sewer line that we put? Well, it's not new anymore, but anyway, it's probably 10
You
years
know,
old
the
now.
line we stopped at, coming on Sunday up there?
Yeah.
Car wash, or what a car
Sut-
wash was.
Sutton?
So, yeah. We didn't go from there on to the main.
Okay.
We replaced that with the money that's left over on the sewer project, you know, you got some 10%,
It's just really strange that in that section of pipe,
yeah, but it's not been
That
replaced.
one-
The other.
that one section right there is not PVC.
That was because on that project, you had some sewer money left from the sewer project on the 10% money for contingency. And we replaced them there. So that, the companies that put fiber optics in, Windstream Fiber out there plowed that line into in about 20 places, and it was just raw sewer everywhere. So we were able to get that replaced back years ago, that piece from there to the rest of it.
Oh, yeah, I know that. I'm just saying, in between there and just El Peralito is different, and the rest of it coming back toward town is, I guess, it's PVC, I guess. It's just strange.
Some of this truss pipe has already been got out. There's some truss pipe up over your house, PVC pipe up over your house, they replaced the manhole to manhole by the energy office. And this PVC, because it wasn't piped up to mid, 10 years ago?
TJ did that.
And there was no pipe left in there, just wide open bottom. But the engineer said we can't leave from one manhole to the next manhole, we'll reshoot it, we gotta do it all. So if there's just 300 foot that's been replaced, they'll replace that 300 foot. Because you're replacing manholes, if you're going by manhole, the manholes get replaced. So manholes and main are what's being replaced here. Right now, this is, if y'all see anything else on this, there's nothing for us to decide positively or not, take this home and study. If anybody sees something different than what we've got here that needs to be looked at, if there's something that takes a higher priority than this, the surveyor is supposed to start working, they've got to have this all surveyed and grade shot, the flow line and the top of the manhole before the engineer can even draw the plan. So the surveyor has been contacted you this right here, and he's gonna come and do this. If y'all see something that we've missed, or talk to somebody that we've missed, I need to know about it. because this is a best shot guess. This is not an exact science, if that makes any sense. We're trying to take clay pipe out, if it's clay pipe in the ground, it's old, and I know it's old. Truss pipe, everywhere we've tested it. We're not replacing any PVC pipe unless it was in between, you know, from one manhole to the next, you're replacing both sides of that. You're not replacing any PVC pipe in this. Okay? Y'all have any questions on that? There'll be some time to discuss this. I talked to our lawyer today.
Looks like on Mountain View that our sidewalks and all that, we're fixing to go right back underneath them dudes.
Other side of the road, we're getting ready to put something.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it's on the nursing homes.
Okay, good.
The other side of the road is,
Yeah,
that's
it's-
clay pipe up through there.
It's right there on the edge of
Except
the
right,
road.
they replaced a little bit of that with PVC up there by his house. But there again, you're not gonna get to leave 50 foot of PVC in, because you're gonna have to shoot grade, and the grade's gonna be done from wherever they start at, you're gonna shoot the grade, you're gonna follow that grade, you're not going to. Because that grade doesn't get where that PVC pipe's at, it doesn't do you good to leave it.
Yeah, and it's just in what, 3-foot
That pipe
sections
is
or
a
4-foot
mess.
sections, it's a mess.
All right, I want to discuss just a little bit on both the water and the sewer project. As y'all know, last meeting, we approved our memorandum of agreement to proceed with the project. We've been waiting to proceed. The city got in there and did all of this work, got all of our rate structure set up, got all sales tax reallocated, and got what we thought was an interest rate to do the water and sewer project, 1.75%. And then they didn't let us go to work for a year. No projects have got done at this 1.75% interest rate. 300 jobs that got funded, not a single job has been allowed to start here. They're still trying to get rid of the ARPA money. So they get the ARPA money all put out, they're not gonna approve any jobs. But they told us, in every other city, that you have to be under construction, so you gotta have an engineer, totally engineered, you gotta get the plan sent to ADQ or the health department, have to completely approved back to you. You got a 60-day bid process, and you have to have first draw on money by July 31st of this year. That is an impossible task to meet. Nobody knows what the interest rate's gonna be, they're not talking, because they don't know what it's gonna be. They put all 300 cities that took this money in a position to where nobody knows, you're up in limit, and they don't even want to talk to you about it right now, and you gotta be under construction, but it's impossible for your contractor we know to get you ready. I talked to our lawyer today on it, she was wanting to come down and talk to us tonight or next month, because we still gotta do some, ordinances to go with the project. She told me today, she said, I need y'all to hold up if you don't mind. She said, we had one city that was where they could do this, out of the 300. Had one city that was where they could do it. So they went in and did the city's ordinances, did everything to do for that city, submitted the plans, and Natural Resource to build it. Natural Resource hadn't got half of their work done. So Natural Resource told them it may take them 3 months for them to get the paperwork out there. So Natural Resource, the one city that's ready to go to get the 1.75% interest, because if you don't have construct money drawn by July 31st, and I talked to Andy, and Andy said, before anything we've ever done with Natural Resource, once the memorandum of agreement was signed, that locked you in. You're committed to do the job, you're locked. Natural Resource is moving that target right now. So I don't have an answer to anything, and that's all gonna have to be discussed as we move on down the line. You know, the water, we have the money sitting in our rate structure and our sales tax to do the job. Get the interest up, do the job. But, for instance, the water project is gonna be get 75% forgiveness money. You only get that back, whatever the interest rate is. The sewer project may be a horse of a different animal. But they were not, I talked to Terry Rice, who talked to the head of natural resource, and that person called me and talked to me for over 2 hours the other day. And he said, we don't know what we're gonna do, we're not gonna give you the July 30th, the memorandum agreement we signed will be under construction the July 31st next year. He said, we're not gonna give you that date. I said, okay. He said, okay, let us get through with the ARPA money and we'll come back to you. Okay? So I'm just filling everybody in. We did our work and the people of the community were told what to do and we did everything by the guidelines. And now they're getting changed. And I don't know what that means yet, but I just don't want to surprise anybody. No, we've done everything we're supposed to do, the engineer's done everything he's supposed to do. They were 11 months late to get us a memorandum agreement out, or we would have been proceeding. We were not allowed to proceed to get a memorandum agreement signed. That's in their law. So, just to let you know where everything is there. Okay? Arkansas Municipal League Insurance. If y'all look at that, that's something I've already voted on. I'm just giving you that. That is the premium difference to take our policies all up to the replacement cost value. And we paid, it was $2,738.51. And y'all have voted on this, that's just the actual breakdown of it. Nothing really voted on that, that's just showing you what you are. And the building values, I think, are all there now. Everything is insured to the value the municipal league says it should be insured to. It wasn't any of our, they had an adjuster.
I'm just glad we're back at the park.
They had an adjuster come down from Insurance Bureau and went through the value. What do you call what they do? They do their evaluation. Well, whatever it is, he come in and they put the
Appraisal.
value on it. The city did put the value on it.
Appraisal.
Yeah, right, they come down and do that. All right, next thing, 13, non-compliance report. We busted on our DMR last month for too much chlorine. Of course, didn't have any, what, good hit me, I remind me.
What now?
Was-
Sodium bisulfite?
No, what sodium, we had,
Chlorine?
we had too much chlorine last month, and we had no people. So this month, our permit said we're legal at 0.0 parts per million chlorine,
Say that again? Point what?
0.003.
Oh, okay. That's what, I thought you
Parts
said
per
point
million
three.
chlorine. And we busted because our people was too high. But our chlorine was perfect. This is not gonna ever work. It didn't work for 4 years. I can take the tool, the instrumentation that we checked it with, and I can still be passing. But ADQ's come down and want to know what lab was certifying our equipment, and there wasn't none. So you're gonna bust one way or the other on this. And the grant that we got turned down on today from Karen Barlow, that's the grant we're trying to apply for to get the UV lighting in. And Karen said on that she's going to, figure out what our points was messed up on, where we can improve our, points on that, and we'll reapply for that again in May. We have 4 CDs that are coming up due. We really have a meeting early. This meeting was real early this month. We're looking at the CD rates. You always give a direction on them. You're talking about a bunch of money because you're talking both $1 million CDs up and 2 other smaller ones. You all want to hold up on the interest on those for a month, or you want to give permission? He's going to get the bids back. He's already applied to set them out. You want to give Brian, how do y'all want to do that? Highest bidder gets them? What do y'all want to do? You're talking $2.5 million worth of CDs need to be renewed right now. But we're early in the month. We were had it by normal meeting time, but this is the first day of the month.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Whichever bank has the highest interest rate.
That's what we should always do.
Will they put it for motion, and he can go ahead, we can do that in minutes, because they grant that, take those minutes, whoever the highest person is, we can put the minutes right now, and you'll get those in. You'll have to get the minutes.
Now, with that being said though,
all under your term currently. So we're gonna bring it down
I'm just saying, if you've already got it at this bank and they're at 4.98, but the next one's 4.99, what does it cost to move it?
for,
Okay.
Whatever, if y'all wanna approve him to do it, tell him what, if you want.
I'd
that
say
to
the
be-
highest
if you
rate,
want that to
period.
be a consideration, if the bank that's got it now is not within,
If they're within a quarter to a half a point, I'd say just leave it alone, just my thoughts, but it,
put that in the form of motion so he can do it, because it's got it in minutes that way, he can renew.
but I'm with Chris on the highest deal, but the interest rates right now they're kinda teetering on maybe going back, I keep hearing different things, so, it's kind of a crapshoot, really.
He will have the bid just like he always does, he just didn't have one today.
I just hate for him to have to work real hard for, yeah.
What do you want to be the difference to leave it? with
I'd
the
say if it was
bank?
in a quarter of a point, just leave it alone.
Make that a form of motion and then
Okay.
get minutes and then we'll.
I'll second.
Everybody,
Aye.
Uh,
All right. I know we've got one gentleman from the audience that'd like to say something. I don't know about anybody else. We'll start. You want to say anything?
Thanks, Mayor, I appreciate it. My name's Ben Derrick, and I'm running for state rep for our district 89 in Justin Gonzalez. And I was born and raised in Amity, spent a lot of time away, 23 years in the military, and retired. Recently we moved back, my wife and I, my wife and I both in this area. Anyways, I've got some cards here, if anybody would like one, tell me a little bit, tell you a little bit about me and all that stuff, but I would say it would be real easy to have a local guy, as your state representative, that you can call, and I know that the mayor said he talked to Terry Rice, but Terry Rice was involved, so it'd be a lot easier if you could call somebody who can live with. I live out on Ebenezer Road, where I live at, so I have to commute in. I'm here every day, so that's why I'm here. I will be active, not just on election years. I believe if you can be able to take the voice of the people to the rock, tell them what the voice of the people is. There's only one way to do that, and that's to be active in the communities. And that's where I stand on it. My kids, both of them. I unfortunately went to Andy, so don't hold that too much against me, so.
It's goodbye now.
Yeah, I know, but anyways, I appreciate it. Just one other thing, Mayor, and I'll shut up, and I appreciate you letting me speak for just a moment. I wasn't expecting to speak, I'll just listen, and I appreciate it. I am running as an independent. Some people that matters, some people it doesn't. The reason why I did is because some of the things that are going on in the Republican Party of Arkansas right now, I don't agree with, and they claim to be conservative, but yet there's a lot of things that aren't very conservative. And so I'm just like y'all, I'm tired of being taxed to death, I'm tired of the government being taxed to lose our money, and, we're being taxed every which way we can. And in my opinion, somebody's got to stand up and it's got to start somewhere. Anyways, that's it. And I say that we're going to put we the people back in politics, and that's really what I am. I'm going there not to represent the political party anywhere. I'm going there if I was to be elected to represent the people. Which, by the way, all of Pike County was in District 89. Most of Clark County, minus Arkadelphia, a little bit of northern Nevada County, a little bit of Garland, and a little bit of piece of Hot Springs County between Bonneville and Cruise. Other than that, I sure appreciate it. And again, Mayor, thank you so much for your time. But if anybody would like to sign my petition, I have a petition here. I have to get signatures because I ran as an independent. I've got to have them turned into a lot of my chambers on, so I can make sure my name gets on the ballot. So, anybody wants to call it, I have
senator, but he covers a monster county. Senator he goes all the way to Fort Smith. He's got the state line from Fort Smith all the way down. He's got basically Washington National Forest. In the last race, Pike County is not being done fair to me in this, the way they split the Senate up, because Kirby Mountain now splits our senators.
Yes.
Pike County's got, Murfreesboro's got a senator, and Glenwood's got a senator, so the county is split right at Kirby Mountain on the senator, so we really made the hostility between the two ends of the county be even more, because now we have a different senator that represents each other. That's the way it got done. Ladies, you have anything else to say?
I have something I would like to say.
Okay.
I heard the word, I'm serious. Okay, I don't really say anything, the topic I do want to cover, is the topic no one ever wants to talk about, of course, the animals, but before you shut me off and put me out store, I want you to know that the top 12 pet travel statistics, this is a travel town, this is a commerce town. 78% of American pet owners travel with their pets. 54% of them, 58% of them, and 52% of them would rather be with their pets than people. I've moved here, and I'm from Louisiana, and I'm an outcast, and I'm local. My sister works for the federal government. She lives in here. She loves the place. I found peace here. I've been successful in being a public author here. My son loves it here. We thrive here. What I can't understand is the local here. God is always the author of this meeting. I've heard y'all say it last time. I was late this time. But if God is at the forefront of everything, God is also a God of divine order. There are people in this town that were born and raised here or very disrespectful. They're disrespectful to policemen, fire chiefs, councilmen, everyone. I have worked for a whole year nonstop in one break volunteering to make this town better. I have never seen one local person lift a finger to do anything. And I think it's sad, and I think integrity would be a lot better in this town if authority was with the head. I mean, respect has to be in order. People can't just run around doing what they want to do. So that's the problem that I have, and it trickles on to negativity. If you want water pumps to work well, God is in charge of that. If you want this to work well, God is in charge of that. When we have negativity everywhere, how can positivity ever flow? And no one does anything about it. And that's all I wanted to say. I work really hard to make a difference here, and I'm not from here.
Really good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
for your time. Are you in a position to talk anything about the pickleball court, the tennis court now? Are you in a position to talk about that?
My throat is about gone, I don't know what's going on. The pickleball court, what I told the gentleman to do, and I don't think it's gonna cost the city so much, I think the gentleman will like it. First thing we gotta do is get a day when it's pressure wash the court, the tennis court, because you can't paint with the trash that's on that court right now, it's gotta be pressure washed. So our intention is to, and we're doing a lot of work with the 309s, the 609s, the trustees out of the jail. They worked 3 days last week and helped us get a lot of our parks cleaned up and mowed around. We still like the sewer plant. We like, we get the river mowed.
Got your about industrial park.
We like the industrial park and then the sewer plant, and then we're gonna take them back over, and they're gonna help us, they'll pressure wash. We're gonna pressure wash that when it dries, and I'm gonna get them to help paint it. I talked to the gentleman, the city's applied for a grant through one of the gentlemen that was here last time. The city filled out a grant application. The only thing we really need is permanent net. Because you can't take a portable net up there, put a portable net up there, but I guarantee you don't have it. Over about $800 a quart. There's gonna be 4 quarts up there. If somebody could work on, I told him, I said, you can get $800, we'll order one set of posts and a good net. If you can get $1,600, whatever. We don't have the money to do that. We're having to put a roof on the bathroom up there right now, somebody up there for the turbine off of the roof of the building, we got a 14-inch hole in the bathroom's up there right now. We've got the metals in to put on, and we're gonna get the prisoners to put the roof on, or Chris and I will go up there and put the roof on, whatever we gotta do. We're gonna get the roof put on. The metal's in, we're gonna get the roof put on.
Hey, Billy, one thing quickly in relative to what she had just said earlier. I've seen lots of locals volunteer. The sad thing about it is due to social media and stuff, the negative ones get all the press time, if you know what I mean. They get all the whatever, but
As a person, as an animal inspector, I haven't encountered many of those people. The high school kids, and I'm gonna be honest, the people that
Yeah.
wanna work off debt for their tickets, I'd rather work with the convicts than some of the people in this town. I mean, I haven't seen it. Maybe they volunteer other places, but I haven't seen it. And I'm just saying the importance of pet.
oh, I wasn't disputing you. I was just saying that the negative get all the press.
Right, but a lot of it is disrespectful towards people. I was raised not to disrespect anybody in a position of power. If people in a position of power in one town, you respect them. The Bible doesn't
Right.
do that. So being allowed to do the access to pay for other people, when you allow a person to disrespect you, God doesn't allow you to be disrespectful.
Right, I
So why would
understand.
human beings do it? And no one's putting a stop to it, and it's putting a negative rapport in our town, like it's a hindrance whether people want to admit it or not. You have to be bold.
Yeah,
Period. I mean,
yeah,
you can't just keep continuing to let it go.
yeah,
It's harming the town.
yeah.
It's negative.
Yeah, I wasn't disagreeing with you. I just
No,
was
I understand what you're saying.
stressing
I
it.
haven't seen anyone at the animal shelter from here ever let me figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't care why.
I don't know anything about the animal. But anyways, yeah.
I was asked to get a committee, and I've been trying to find some people. We've got permission from the school, on the old school property up there. They've got a ball field sitting there. They've got a second ball field that's halfway constructed, and a spot to put 3 more ball fields inside where we got the fairground. School said, we can get a committee to start. City can't go there and do it. We don't have manpower. But if somebody wants the ball for the kids over there, we've got the court, we got the ball fields. We gotta just go clean it up and start using it. Brett and I went over there the other night and mowed them. We took the city, we took the 309s over there and mowed it. Y'all go over there and look at the ball field. But somebody burned the concession stand down, they burned the bathroom down, they burned the bleachers up, they burned the dugout up. So we go over there to get a field that schools won't let us use, and locals have burned up all the buildings on it. There's nothing,
And the vandalism at the city park
it's terrible.
is picking back up.
I don't know what we gotta do to get these.
Yeah, when Billy and I went over and seen that roof, it was
It's
plumbed
not-
up.
It's not my problem.
They dug on the basement. I guess sometimes it's running, that's all the trash we got left.
Can we go back to, did it happen at night or during the day? We may have to go back to locking them up
I got
at,
cameras,
do what now?
they carry the cameras.
Here's the
Put
thing,
them up, now have to pour down the freight vans by 30 minutes after you got them up. Yeah, we got them up.
I've helped install cameras up there many a time, and they just bust them and. Yep. Yep. It's a
City
mess.
Park up here has been a lot more vandalism than our other parks. The River Park and,
Put the arms in the park, that way everybody, people,
No.
They move, but they don't feel.
that's all I'm saying.
did that answer all your questions?
Do we have to wait for a grant to pay it?
No. We're gonna get the 309s to help us pressure wash it, and that'll need to dry, because when we get that concrete that way, it's gonna need to dry out. Then once it gets dried, I talked to Jim on pickleball court, he wants to go over there and help line out, they're not hard to lay out, I don't know what the diameter of it is, we'll get them strapped off, and we'll get them painted. The painting of them is not a big issue, we can get them painted. We need to get, now we don't have the nets. Hopefully the grant would come through and we'd get the nets. If they don't, if somebody can help run do a fundraiser and buy, we don't have to buy 4 nets the first time. Great. I looked them up online the other day, a permanent net, because you're gonna have to drill a hole in the concrete, put some posts in there that the kids stick down there. We put
Well,
both
they find a
about
way.
$800 for the nets and the post, for one set of posts and the net. So to get $800, put one up, get another $800, put the second one.
Do we provide, is that including labor they don't go?
I can get it, but, I mean, I can get the 309s right now, they've got some 309s down there that are very, wanna work, and, we have one of our, employees is, works part-time too for the county as a deputy, and he can go down there and pick them up. And I don't think Travis, we can't go there and get them 5 days a week, we can't do that, but I think we could get them a couple of days a week, and there's 5 of them that come up last time, and they work. They got a lot of stuff. The problem we had was the city crew keeping that stuff hustled up, so there's sticks and everything. It takes almost 2 city employees just to keep those 5 something to work with, because they lose.
Hey, let's
Y'all
make,
see them on the road with 3 lawnmowers
my
and
turn.
their jumpsuits in the police car with the lights flashing, and here's 3 zero-turn mowers flying down the street. It's kind of, but they enjoy the work, and they're glad to be up here. And I told Travis we appreciate them coming, and hopefully they can go put in there. The county guys have been a big help to us. Hopefully they're gonna be a big help to us this summer on getting more done. We just don't have the city employees to do all this stuff. But if we can get those guys, that's 5 guys, if you go get them 2 days a week, it's almost the whole workforce I got at the city. Huh? You know, so I'm bringing one more guy in that I didn't got working for the city. So, they're a big help if we can get them up.
I make a motion with adjourn.
Second. Roll call. Chris Wood.
Aye.
Sherry Brady.
Aye.
Aye.